We will kick off this session with some stats, and according to the survey done by State of Agile in 2020, around 95% of companies use agile development methods. But if we look closer at the specific areas of an organization, a slightly different picture emerges. As you can see, the adoption of agile outside the software development and IT areas is still at an early stage. A growing number of organizations are embracing agility to improve the delivery, increase speed, and enhance customer and employee experience. Indeed, in the times of COVID-19, many organizations have accelerated their shift to agile so that they can respond to such crisis or change faster. However, let's keep in mind that agile transformation is a massive and a long-term process, a tough thing, especially for established companies, and in general, the greater the scale of operations, the more challenging it gets. My name is Marek Lewandowski, and I'm a product implementation consultant at SoftwarePlant, the company behind BigPicture, the leading portfolio product and project management system for Jira. And today I'd like to talk about agile transformation at scale, about using BigPicture together with Jira to manage massive, diverse portfolios of initiatives before, during, and after the journey from full waterfall to full agile, or to the degree of agility suitable for a particular organization. For starters, if you have never heard of SoftwarePlant, let me introduce few fast facts about the company. We are on a mission to rehumanize management through technology by providing solutions that help managers simplify and automate mundane administrative tasks so that they can focus on the soft aspects of their job so important in the agile and hybrid world. We've been around since 2015, and our products, mostly the flagship product BigPicture, are used by tech frontrunners in more than 130 countries. This amounts to over 25,000 teams on all continents using BigPicture, BigPicture Enterprise, and Big Gantt to manage their work and elevate their productivity to the next level. Now let's have a look at the agenda, and I will start with an attempt to define the phenomenon of agile transformation and take a closer look at why companies choose to go agile. Next, I will specify some of the most common and not so common challenges that organizations might face when going agile at scale. And lastly, I'll take a closer look at the software aspects of agile transformation as seen from the portfolio management perspective. Throughout the presentation, whenever applicable, I'm going to show you real-life examples of how we at BigPicture believe organizations can manage massive, diverse portfolios of initiatives before, during, and after agile transformation using Jira and the most recent version of our tool, BigPicture and BigPicture Enterprise version 8.1. So what is the agile transformation? Some define agile transformation as a finite thing, a full transition from traditional waterfall mindset to the agile mindset and management framework. At SoftwarePlant, we prefer to think about the agile transformation as a process or a journey in which each organization has the freedom to choose its destination and the optimal degree to which it adapts agile. From my experience and from what we observe among BigPicture users, quite many organizations never reach full agility, as agile methodologies are not a silver bullet. They go agile to the extent it brings value. In fact, this implies a number of challenges. There are the three main things which lay out the foundation for implementing agile and determine the success of the agile transformation. These are the culture, structure, and practices. And according to Mike Kottmeyer from Leading Agile, the starting point is very important. According to Mike, you should start with the structure, and as the culture takes a long time to develop, and practices without the required structure might not result in value for the customers. Structure will be the driving force which in turn will develop the culture. Determining the starting point might be a big challenge by itself, as your software development teams are already doing agile, and let's keep in mind that we are dealing with hundreds of projects, even more teams, and potentially millions of tasks. So the first challenge that we have identified is the mindset. From projects to products, from feature development to value delivery. This can be extremely difficult in well-established environments with firm procedures, hierarchies, and fixed modus operandi, which is rooted deeply in the corporate culture. Organizations need to understand their current culture, including the behavioral pain points that can be used as a starting point to articulate specific mindset and behavior shifts that would make the biggest difference in delivering business results. Helping employees shift their mindset can be the first step toward a successful culture change. Here, as the shift in the mindset is more of a psychological game, I will not show any examples, however, as you will see shortly, BigPicture can be of great help whenever it comes to explaining how things work in practice. The next challenge is the language and roles. Along with agile methodologies come agile roles and terminology. Scrum Masters, release train engineers, tribes, squads, backlog, all sorts of artifacts, program increments, and a whole bunch of ceremonies might seem hard to accept for some professionals used to conventional ways of getting work done. As the terminology differs across different frameworks, the tools used need to reflect that. With BigPicture, you can adjust the terminology to your needs, and more than that, we have actually done some of the work for you. BigPicture Enterprise includes 11 configuration templates to comply with the framework or methodology of your choice. Let's have a look at one of such templates. As you can see, they differ in multiple ways. For example, some modules might be disabled or renamed. Each of these modules or management spaces can be configured or adjusted to the needs of different roles in an organization. For example, the scope module typically serves as the product backlog used by the product owner to prioritize their work. The project manager will have all the data presented in different modules to have a detailed view of all the tasks, while the portfolio managers need the high-level overview of all their initiatives. The next challenge is the different methods in a single portfolio. Going agile overnight is neither feasible nor recommended. When implementing agile bit by bit, you will have numerous agile and non-agile initiatives coexisting with a single portfolio. What does this mean? It means different effectiveness measuring approaches, different objective setting approaches, but at the end, one portfolio with common strategic goals. So in other words, do you have a tool that supports these different working methods? And what is the common denominator in that case? With BigPicture, we can organize different types of projects, products, etc. into portfolios with high-level reports concerning their status and in general work progress whenever time tracking details are available. With version 8.1, we plan to make this view more customizable so that you will be able to show the information you need at the portfolio level. The next challenge is the collaboration of agile and non-agile teams. Here the language again is a huge barrier, but the challenge wasn't so much people trying to combine waterfall with agile, it was figuring out how the agile teams and waterfall teams can work together while maintaining these distinct approaches. The solution, well, the commonly used tool in waterfall is the good old Gantt chart, while agile teams mostly utilize boards. So how can we blend these two different tools? Let's have a look at the board module first, and here, as you can see, there are different teams and their swim lanes, and of course they deliver their work in time boxes. On the very top, there is a timeline with milestones and important events. The markers on this timeline, as well as the time boxes, sync with the Gantt chart, which gives us the exact point in time when the waterfall team will be ready or should be ready, or vice versa. When we look at the Gantt module, we can see the time boxes highlighted with their status, and their tasks are aligned with the start and end dates of these time boxes. No extra effort is required, as this alignment is done automatically by the app. Thanks to this view, both teams have the insight of what, who, and when in real time so that they can track deviations from their plan and, most importantly, see how it impacts their work. We can also use the resources module to monitor the workload, optimize the resource utilization. From the more strategic perspective, such a view is great. Also, when we want to create an agile team, when we with the required skill set, check the availability of people, or in other words, check the availability of people in our organization, or maybe not only people, but also non-human resources, and in general, answer the question, when can we start working on a new initiative, new idea, new product, and so on. The next challenge is the data standardization and validity. The question here is how to measure the effectiveness of work in mixed portfolios. How to do it when different reporting structures are used simultaneously. In order to properly monitor your work, you need tools that will provide metrics and reporting at the release, product, and portfolio levels, regardless of the methodology being used by the teams. With BigPicture, you can report on various artifacts, and the reports are generated in real time and are also customizable. With BigPicture, you can connect tools used by your team, such as the very popular Trello. Soon you will be able to connect another Jira instance or even multiple Jira instances. Another very popular tool, especially in America, Azure DevOps, will be also supported in the upcoming releases. This way you can gather artifacts from both Agile and Waterfall projects and merge them into a common platform. By integrating the artifacts provided by the teams, a common central repository such as BigPicture can house the content status, quality data from each team. This data can be aggregated and help to provide status transparency and a fuller look at the big picture. Finally, there are technical, software-related challenges your organization will encounter when going agile, such as keeping the control over numerous tools being applied simultaneously by teams and managers, management apps imposing full agility in only partially agile contexts, and so on. So there might be all sorts of different tools used by your teams, and the solution is very simple. When something works, don't change it. So how not to impact the way the teams work? Well, you can connect the different tools used by your teams to Big Gantt or to BigPicture, which is quick and easy, and no additional setup is required. Software challenge number 2, integration. Different tools at the team and management levels. When the data is transferred manually between different tools, this leads to a waste of time and a risk of data manipulation or corruption at many different management levels of the reporting chain. The solution here is to have a single app which gathers all the information from all connected tools and detects even the slightest change. The third software challenge, tools compliant only with a selected methodology such as Scaled Agile. As Agile transformation is a long-term process, as some of the organization might never achieve 100% agility, using a tool designated for a pure form of Agile framework cannot support such process. With BigPicture, you don't have to worry when your journey deviates from the initially set goals. The tool provides enough flexibility so that you can try different approaches and find the one that suits yours and your organization needs. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time, for your attention. And before we proceed to the Q&A session, I would like to encourage you to visit our website and, for example, schedule a one-on-one session or attend one of our weekly webinars.